Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is August 14th, and right now we are looking at the nighttime microphysics map. You're probably wondering, what did you do to the visible satellite imagery? It looks like a giant purple fruitcake here, but nope, this is very valuable stuff here because at nighttime you can really see where that fog is pushing into some of the coastal areas. It's very good for aircraft dispatchers, aviators, and air traffic control personnel. If we scroll through, you see the sun rise and it loses a bit of its effectiveness, but then we go back into last night and you can see this marine there pushing down the coastal areas. You can see if that's going to move into the Bay Area and how much. In San Diego, get some of that low fog out there as well. But yeah, very useful tool here. Just thought I'd point that out. And also, if you take a look, you can see the yellow lines outlined here. Medford, Oregon National Weather Service includes portions of Northern California. There's Eureka. The Bay Area is here. There's Los Angeles boundaries, San Diego boundaries. There's Hanford. There's Sacramento. We got Reno, Las Vegas, and Phoenix down here does cover portions of California. So yeah, now you are an expert on the National Weather Service forecast areas in the region. Looking at today, there is thunderstorm potential for Northern California for the next few days, and I'll go over some of that here more in a moment. This would be day 2. Now, looking at the isolated dry thunderstorm potential, it does include some portions of Northern California. Again, it is that time of year, so heads up for that. And there is the Boise fire that is producing quite a bit of smoke as we speak right now. Now, looking at the lightning flash density potential here for the next few days, this is for this afternoon. You see, again, just Northern California. If we go through Thursday afternoon, something similar. Friday, yet again, and you can see some of this moisture trying to return across western portions of Arizona, trying to creep in towards California. We'll be watching that closely. And as we go on in through Saturday, there's a system, this deep upper level low cut off. It's going to be spinning right up the coastal areas, and that could be bringing some additional thunderstorm activity into Northern California. And that's about where the European model run ends there at about Saturday afternoon. So taking a look at what's coming here. So this is looking at about 18,000 feet, 500 millibars, upper levels of the atmosphere. Gives us a great idea of ridge and trough position. So this upper level low kicking through some in Northern California and Oregon as we go through today and tomorrow. Then we get this deep trough setting up shop here, and that could keep thunderstorm activity going on in through Saturday. So then we start to develop the ridge here, though, and so we're going to have a strong ridge with this troughing here. We're going to have a sharp cutoff between some below average temperatures and some above average temperatures off to the east of that. We'll be looking at that here in some more detail in a moment. But if we look at the GFS, let's just see what kind of agreement we can get. There's the upper level low initially, then the deep trough sets up here, and you can see the ridge starts to get stronger across New Mexico, and then this eventually will lift and fill across Pacific Northwest, and then the ridge is just trying to creep its way back to the west and warm things up a bit more for us in California. Now, taking a look at the GFS ensemble mean, this is 10-day 2-meter temperature anomaly. And again, you can kind of see that cutoff here for below normal temperatures off to the central and northern portions of California. But you can see these start to creep off to the north and west a bit as we go towards the end of the month. So kind of a mixed bag there. Looking at the European, this is the same map, 2-meter temperature anomaly. The resolution is a little bit better. That's why you can see a little bit more detailed and some of these temperatures across some of the higher terrain especially. But if we scroll on into the 10-day period, you can kind of see something similar, below average northern, above average Southern California here. So again, that scrolls out to about August 28th or so there. No Pacific tropical cyclone activity over the next 48 hours, not in this region anyway, so we don't have to worry about anything drifting off into the southwest portion of the USA. Of course, we'll be watching that as we go on in for the rest of the month here and on in through September, no doubt. Now, taking a look at the daily 2-meter max temperature, the good news is here, the San Joaquin Valley, Sacramento Valley, we're not looking at 100 plus degrees here. We're getting a break from that excessive heat. So it's good to know, of course, across the desert areas, it's always hot during the summertime. What can you do? But yeah, that's not too bad. This goes out towards Saturday here, and you can see, we've got some 90s, some upper 90s in some cases, but not too bad, especially to what we have been having so far this summer. 6 to 10 day, again, you can see that sharp cutoff below normal and above normal as we go through the 23rd, and the 8 to 14 day goes through August 27th, showing something similar as we already went over. Now, this is coming from the Boise fire across Northern California. This is surface smoke here. So if you are downwind across some of these areas, I feel for you. But for the most part, a lot of the state is doing pretty good. But we're, how bad things can get as we go through September and October, and we still have half of August to go through. So still keep your wits about you. Let's not start any fires, or let's hopefully not have any more human-caused fires. Mother Nature will do her best to start her own, so let's not help her out. Now, There's the Boise fire. It's about 4,200 acres. It did grow yesterday. Checking on the Hill fire, it didn't really grow much. And the Park fire looks like it stopped growing as well. But that was the fourth biggest fire ever in California history. It's a monster. You can see it on the visible satellite imagery from space. And then over the next few days, there is going to be this thunderstorm threat here, and that could be including some in Northern California, some of the dangerous fire conditions out there as well. The entire state here, this is the Sierra Nevada. This is something we'll be looking at as we go into the fall and the winter months as we watch the snowpack build across the higher terrain. Right now, we're not having anything, of course. Makes sense. Just kind of showing you guys how we went through last season, kind of bubbling right around normal for much of the time. Went above normal for a bit, and went back down, of course. Now, the reservoirs are doing quite nicely also. The red lines here are historical averages, and Shasta being the biggest, Oroville is right there. But you can see we have them filled up for the most part. So we've been doing quite well capturing some of that water here over the last couple of years. But anyway, yeah, we'll continue to break this down. I'll watch this system again here tomorrow just to see how far south some of this thunderstorm activity is getting, because some of the models have been trending a little bit further south with that cutoff low, and that could bring some interesting weather into portions of the Eureka National Weather Service and Medford National Weather Service here also, and maybe just north of the Bay Area. So we'll be checking that out again tomorrow. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a good day. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.